Welcome back to Behind the Scenes. This is Lisa Condit, and I am so pleased to introduce you all to Darick Pead, who plays the Beast with Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Hello, Darick. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
So, Darick, Beast. Beast is obviously the primary male role in this show. How did you come upon this role?
It was actually kind of a really interesting. I don't know. It was really a fast process for me. I actually ended up going to the final callback of the audition, so I didn't have to go through initial callbacks or anything like that. They actually asked me to come in on the final callback because I had auditioned for another show that the producers also produced, and they saw me there and they said, "Hey, would you come audition for this as well?" And so they were actually looking at me for the Gaston Beast cover. He's an ensemble member that has to learn both Gaston and the Beast. But then when they saw me come in, they decided to kind of disregard that because I'm not a very good dancer.
I bet you're a good dancer.
Hey, what was that?
I bet you're a good dancer. You can't be in this particular production and not be a good dancer. Come on.
Well, I think you'd be surprised at how I think I'm really great dancing. Like when I'm all by myself in my bedroom listening to some music. But I think when it comes to actually technique, I don't think I got that. So.
That's funny.
So yeah, so I went in. They looked at me for that, but they decided, maybe he's got something in him besides that. And so they worked with me for about 45 minutes. I think the total run of it was about 45 minutes, and then they talked to me about playing a Beast. And the next day, I got the call and said, "Hey, would you like to play the Beast?" So
that's
exciting. It was a really fast process for me. Pretty, humbling and exciting.
That's excellent. So, the Beast goes through a whole transformation as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that as far as how long does it take to become the Beast?
Yeah, well, to become the Beast, it takes it's seconds. It's pretty fast.
Really?
But my favorite transformation actually goes with the entire show, which is, at the very beginning, he's really kind of a loner, scared, afraid person that I think it translates into him being a bully or being mean to people because he's so set on himself and he's so reflective on himself that he can't really look outside himself and love other people. And so I think that's what's so cool about the transformation of the Beast throughout the entire show is that Belle comes in and actually helps him realize that there's something more than just himself, and that is somebody else. And I think that's what's so great about towards the very end when he lets her go, is that that's kind of the symbol of him realizing, hey, love is not about me. Love is not about you and me. Love is about you, and you need to go. And I understand that. Go, get out of here. And so that's what I love about the transformation of the Beast is that he goes from this selfish, introspective person to this selfless, giving, loving person, and so that's what I like about the transformation of the Beast.
Well, it's just such a wonderful story. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why people love it of all ages. And you had said before we went on the air that you've been with the tour since about July, right?
Yeah, just since July. It might seem like it's pretty long. It's about 6 months, so that is pretty long. I've definitely hit over 100 performances. But in terms of other people on the show, that's I'm kind of a baby. I'm kind of a child because other people have been there for 3 years doing it, and so it's been fun to hear their stories and all the places they've gone, and we've gone to a lot of places too, and I'm excited to. How do you say it? How do you say the town in
Worcester?
Massachusetts?
Worcester.
Worcester?
No, just Worcester. No R.
Worcester. Okay, there you go. So yeah, no, I was scared. I didn't want to say the actual name because I wasn't sure how it was pronounced.
This is Massachusetts. We skip right over the R's.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
So, it always amazes me when I look at the schedule of tours. You had mentioned that you're going to a lot of places. You've been to a lot of places. Can you describe for us kind of what your schedule is like on a weekly basis?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes, like the very beginning of the season this year, which started in September, we had a week or 2 week sit downs. So we'd go into a place and we'd be there for an entire week, and then on Monday morning we would go to the airport and fly to the next place, and then we'd be there for a week or 2 weeks, So that's kind of the pattern. And then, but what started, I think, right in the first part of December, we started one-day performances. So what we would do is there'd be some performances that are close by. So we would perform one night in Iowa, in a city in Iowa, and the next day would be in another part of Iowa performing there. And then the next day we'd go to another place. So basically what you do is you perform a show that night, you sleep in a hotel. The next morning you get up and get on the bus, and then we drive to the next venue. We have a few hours in the hotel to kind of just, relax and take a nap and stuff, and then we go over to the next venue, and we have a show that night.
Wow.
And then we sleep in the hotel. The next morning you get up, get on the bus, go to the next place. So that's what it's like right now when we have sit-downs where it's just a day or something like that. But it's been kind of cool to have that because, there's some places like Kearney, Nebraska, places where at Hidalgo, Texas, that I don't think a lot of shows have been to. And so it's been really nice to be able to actually get into those places where the show of Beauty and the Beast hasn't been. So it's been really a fun experience, and I actually really like it. I haven't had many complaints because it's a really fun really fun opportunity to be able to not only do what you love to do, but get paid for it. Kind of thing.
Absolutely. And you're getting to see a lot of the country.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been one of my favorite parts.
Where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in a small state called Utah. No, it's west. It's not east, but it's west.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've heard of it. Anyway, so it's been really fun to be able to. Except I've been in Utah my whole life, and so I actually know a lot of the West. I've been through Washington and California and Montana and in Wyoming. I've been to all those places, Nevada, but I've never been east. And I just barely went to Massachusetts. Went to Boston for the first time in July. So it's been kind of fun to go East Coast and see some of these places, in Midwest and see some of those places. And so, and not only that, but to be able to be performing with such an amazing show. I mean, I really love the love story. I love everybody, and everybody's super talented. And they all are really trying their best to give the best gift they can to the audience, which I definitely feel like it's felt. So it's fun to be a part, not only just to travel the country, but to be a part of something that you really believe in.
Absolutely. And so, how did you really start out in this business? Were you taking singing or vocal lessons when you were a kid, or were you just doing musical theater, or how did you really break into it all?
Gosh, I played Baby Jesus in the nativity scene, and I thought that after that, I guess I can play any part because I just played Jesus.
Right.
So I decided to, get older and actually understand what I was thinking about. And at fifth grade, I think is what really happened. It really started. I had a fifth grade teacher who saw that I was a terrible student, but saw something else inside me, and so she kept cultivating it. I remember doing something like we had to write a letter to our favorite, to a fairy tale character, and so everybody wrote a letter. And so I for some reason, I decided to take a big poster board and pretend like I was the giant writing a letter to Jack to tell him to stay away from my house. And so I remember writing a big poster board because Giant would have a big paper to write stuff on, and I made like a big envelope and stuff, and I brought it in, and I remember watching her eyes like light up at how creative it was, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Whatever, here you go, and then I remember doing another thing where I made like this little. I was interviewing people in my class, but I was pretending to interview them, but instead of them answering the questions, I was adding oldie songs to it. So I was like, hey, what do you want to go do? What do you want to go do right now? And then, like the Beach Boys Surfer song would come on, and and so like that'd be answering the questions. And so I did that for the entire class. Every single person in the class, I had an oldie song answer their question. And she got it, and she listened to it, and she made the whole class sit down and listen to it. She's like, this is amazing. And so she, and we all sat down as a class, and we all listened to this tape that I made that I was having fun doing. And another time she told me to it was about I auditioned for Wizard of Oz, and she said, look, you're really behind in school, and I probably shouldn't let you do this, but I want you to do it. And so I think that's what really started it. I really think that fifth grade was the year where just so many things happened, and it was because of an amazing teacher who saw something else inside me besides what it meant to be a good student. And so I think that's where it all started. And I didn't actually take any voice lessons or anything. I went to school at Brigham Young University for acting, and so that took me from 5th grade to there to be an actor. So obviously, it's a joke, but 5th grade is where it really started.
Well, it's so true that teachers have such a huge impact on, young people and students, and it can make the biggest difference in somebody's future success or feeling really badly about themselves. So I'm really glad that in 5th grade you had a teacher who saw that spark and rewarded your creativity. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
We're going to take a short break, but stay tuned for more behind the scenes with Darick Pead, who plays Beast in Disney's Beauty and the Beast, here on AM 830 WCRN. Welcome back to Behind the Scenes on AM 830 WCRN. This is Lisa Condit, and we are continuing our conversation with Darick Pead, who plays the Beast in Disney's Beauty and the Beast. It sounds like you love all the traveling and the schedule and all of that. I was going to ask, how do you keep your energy level high when you're going to one venue one night and then another venue the next night? It sounds like after a while that could get grueling, but it sounds like you must have a high energy level. Is there?
Well, I mean, it definitely can be grueling. That's the thing. I think I'm always focusing on getting some sleep, and wherever I am. So wherever I have the chance, I get sleep, and then I always take a 1-a-day vitamin. I think that also is very helpful in terms of health, because I'm always I'm not too scared about energy level, because what's really weird is that, like, I think with all of us, what we do is we end up kind of just relaxing throughout the day and doing a show at night, and then what that does is it like totally lights us up for the rest of the night. Like, it takes us some time to like wind down.
Oh, I bet.
And so it's really weird because you are just saving your energy all night and all day for the night show. And so that's something that's pretty easy to do, just because you're just driving in a car, and then when you get to your hotel, you get a chance to sleep for a second, and so you're saving up all your energy for it, but it's the winding down that's hard, so you end up going to bed later than you really want to.
I'm sure.
But it works out. So far, it works out. So I don't know what to tell you other than sounds like it's working out for me.
It sounds like it's more than working out for you. You have a great role, and what's it like with the other cast members? How many cast members are there in this production?
There are 30 cast members. There are 2 chips, so one chip will alternate. So the chips will alternate nights. But everybody else is ensemble. There's 2 swings, and so I guess you basically see maybe 27 people on stage every day. Mm-hmm. It's working with the cast members. That's the thing that I think that's so wonderful about doing a show like this and wanting to come see a show like this, is that really and truly the music director, who's been doing it for 3 years, she's like, if we could make a cast recording of a show, of a certain cast that I've liked, it would be this one. And that was amazing. She was talking about the ensemble, but she just loves the sound that comes from the ensemble. They are really talented, and everything is live. I know sometimes people like to sweeten the tracks, which means they actually add voices. They record voices so that they can kind of help them singing throughout certain stuff. This show has no sweetener because everything's live and the music's live, and so it'd be kind of weird to set it up so they sing it right on time. And so that's what's amazing about the show, that everything is live and it sounds so fantastic. It's insane for ensemble. But then the principal members, like, there's certain parts where there's a certain moment where I'm looking in Mrs. Potts' eyes, and you can see both the sadness in her eyes and also the pure joy that the Beast has learned how to love somebody. And so just to be able to be a part, she's brilliant as Mrs. Potts. And so it's just nice to be able to perform with somebody who you look into their eyes and you can actually see what's happening and what's working in their brain. And also with Hillary, who plays Belle, she is everything that anybody would ever want in Belle. She's got it. It's really amazing to be able to perform across from her and Cogsworth, Lumiere. Lumiere is really funny. Cogsworth, you can see the tense nature that he has about always wanting to be on time and making sure everything's right, and the logistic side, but having Lumiere on the opposite side being the one who's very humorous and very happy and stuff. And Gaston's fantastic. LeFou, everybody. That's what's so great about this cast is, and once again, going from night to night to a different place, is that I know I get to be able to perform with not only these people, they're very talented, but my friends. people who I've really come to really enjoy hanging out with, being with.
Oh, and it really is like a family, and I'm sure that happens pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, it really is true. We spent Christmas in Chicago together as family, and we really are. We all kind of have this big family, and if I don't want to hang out with one person one night, then I can just go and hang out with somebody else. And I come from a family of 9, so that's typical,
Whoa.
So I can sit there and say, hey, look, I don't want to hang out with you, brother. I'm going to go hang out with my sister. I'm used to it.
Well, I can't wait to see all of you, and you are all coming to the Hanover Theater. January 6th.
Yep, January 6th. We have 2 shows that day, actually.
2 shows, so good thing you have a high energy level. We're looking forward to back-to-back performances. This is one of my all-time...
the morning show, I guess.
Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite productions. And, are there any particular scenes? You talked about the overall transformation and how you really love that as part of the stories, but are there any particular scenes that you just love and think are high points of this production?
Yeah, I think what I would say, I don't know if it's just one scene. I think it's like a series of scenes, but it's right. It's the whole dance thing. So getting ready for the dance, I call it getting ready for the dance, getting ready for prom or whatever. And so they're getting the beast ready. It's a really fun scene because you get to really see how serious Lemire gets, how badly he wants this spell broken, and you get to really see also the same thing with Cogsworth. He's very intense about wanting the spell to be broken, and I'm trying to make the beast have some faith, and so that's a really cool scene for me because I love acting with those people every single night, and they always feel so real. And then he goes right into the dance where you get to hear Mrs. Potts sing "Beauty and the Beast," which is, she's
beautiful.
Mood just perfect. Yeah, it's just amazing to have that. There's this amazing star drop in the back, and it just feels really kind of like, oh my gosh, I don't know. For me, it feels like I don't want to mess this up as the beast. You're sitting there. I don't want to mess this up. I want to make sure this is right. Make sure you do everything perfect. And so it ends up being kind of rigid, but that's the kind of the charm of it. That he's trying so hard. And then I love that scene. I love dancing with Belle. I'm not a very good dancer, but I do okay with this one. And then and being able to dance with her and stuff. And it's really kind of fun to feel that the romance in that scene. And then moving over to the scene where he lets her go. It's just a perfect setup for all those for that part, that scene. And so I'd say that's my favorite is those 3 different scenes.
Well, thank you. And again, I'm so looking forward to seeing you all on our stage January 6th. It's going to be fabulous. Thank you for taking the time to call in, and I hope you have a really great day. We're looking forward to seeing you live here again, January 6th. Anything you want to say before we part ways?
I wish I had something really awesome to say other than just come see the show. I know that you'll really enjoy it, and I think that we do Disney proud, and I think that you'll be able to see a beautiful, beautiful love story that I absolutely have come to love as well.
Excellent. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you so much.